Hey, Fragrance Family, I'm Daver.
And I'm Sai.
And we're the Fragrance Bros.
Bros.
Come at you again with another guest host review with my friend Sai from Frag Boy Stewie. How are you doing, Sai?
I'm doing awesome. How are you, Daver?
Doing great. Really glad to have you on. Really love your energy and your enthusiasm that you have on your channel. So really happy to have you on.
Oh, thanks a lot. It means a lot to me, man.
And we're reviewing Tom Ford's Venetian Bergamot. Date introduced is 2015, just this year as of this recording. It's classified as a woody spicy. Notes are bergamot, black pepper, pink pepper, ginger, ylang ylang, gardenia, magnolia, cedar, bay leaf, sandalwood, tonka, amber, and cashmere. Tons of notes.
They have a lot of notes in there.
Now, Sai, what do you get of longevity out of this?
For longevity, I get a pretty good longevity out of this. I get 10 plus hours on my skin.
Yeah, I think on me, I got around the 8-hour range, which is average, I would say. Not as good as you.
I'm surprised I got 10 plus hours on my skin, honestly.
Really? Yeah. Now, what about projection?
Projection, this one's kind of on the softer side, so it projects for maybe the first hour and a half to about the 3 to 4 feet on my skin, and then tends to get a little bit more closer, maybe projects for another feet or so. And then it just becomes a skin scent for like a good portion of like 5 to 6 hours on my skin, so really the projection's only for the first few hours.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I got in the average range for projection as well. Which is, kind of different for the Tom Ford Private Blend. They're usually known for being really beastly fragrances.
Yeah.
Can't really complain a lot because it wasn't like it was terrible, but it was just in the average range for both of them. Season, I would say this is best for spring and daytime.
I would also say this is a pretty decent fall time fragrance, when it cools down a bit, because this comes across a little bit dark on my skin.
And purpose, I would say this is casual, can be used for work, and I think maybe certain formal occasions, just not a date. So, Sai, what does this remind you of?
Well, this one actually comes across as a little bit feminine on my skin. So it actually, if you ask me what this reminds me of, I'll say this actually reminds me of a little bit of Black Orchid from the Tom Ford non-private blend line.
Okay.
Maybe because it's a little bit dark, it's floral, and there's woods in the background. Maybe it's all of that. Although this might come across as a little bit more fresher scent than Black Orchid, but I'd say this one kind of reminds me of Black Orchid in a way. I
don't really get a Black Orchid vibe necessarily, but I do see what you're saying because it is a little bit on the darker side and is very floral, which is really what Black Orchid is, and it does have like a syrupiness that Black Orchid really has, like in till 11. Well, I know whenever this was announced, I was really excited for it. I love Tom Ford fragrances. I think a lot of subscribers and viewers really like Tom Ford fragrances. So when I heard about this, I was like, I've got to split this. I really want to get some and try it. I looked at the notes. The notes looked like a home run.
Yeah.
I saw everything on there that I really like. Bergamot. I saw gardenia, which I love gardenia, and then I saw some other notes in there like pepper and woods. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking this is going to be the holy grail fragrances for me, a masculine gardenia fragrance. And I was let down.
Yeah.
This is not what I was expecting from Tom Ford fragrance. I do get a lot of bergamot at the start, and at the start it smells fantastic. That bergamot really sparkles and shines, and it really comes across really punchy. But then after like 3 minutes, it's gone.
Yep.
And then you're left with a really floral scent. This to me almost smells like it should be called Venetian gardenia because there's so much gardenia in this scent, like so much. But the problem is it's not a good interpretation of gardenia. And I love gardenia. I love the flower. The thing about gardenia is really indolic and it's really thick. And whenever you smell it in the wild, it's just intoxicating. And then this is not that. It's just a horrible copy, imitation of a gardenia scent.
I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, the name is a little misleading because it's not fresh. It's too floral. It has a that amber in the background and that sandalwood. It all gives it like a richness, but then it's very dark kind of a richness. It's not fresh. I have no idea where they came up with the name Venetian Bergamot for this. And I do agree with you when you said this should be called Venetian Gardenia. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
I am kind of glad that this is not a part of the Neroli Portofino line.
Yes.
Because the recent Neroli Portofino fragrance releases have been not good. This, is not terrible. I think this is not a bad fragrance. It's just not what I was expecting at all. And this kind of proves that kind of like what I've always thought about Tom Ford is that they're very hit or miss with fresh scents.
Yes.
You have Grey Vetiver, great. Rive d'Ambec Bray, great. Neroli Portofino, good, mostly. And then you have a lot of the other fresh scents, those aren't so good.
I personally happen to like all the dark fragrances that Tom Ford has to offer, especially from the private blend. I mean, my favorite is Oud Wood. I do understand it's not too strong or dark as Tobacco Vanille or Tuscan Leather, but they've done a really good job with those slightly more masculine fragrances, slightly more dark fragrances. But on the lighter ones, they don't have very many to their portfolio that they can actually say were home runs.
There's been a lot of chatter about this fragrance, and one of the most overwhelming things that they're saying is this is very floral. A lot of people are saying it's very feminine, and I agree with that. I think a lot of women will actually probably like this more than some men. And
Absolutely.
Of course, everyone can wear exactly, just whatever they want to wear. But whenever I smell this, it just really reminds me more of a feminine type scent. And I think this would be better on a woman.
Absolutely.
And I think it would smell good on a woman too.
Yep, I have a couple of female friends who tried this on, and they said they absolutely love it.
Yeah,
so
I can see that. It's not a bad fragrance. It's a good fragrance. It's just kind of in this weird quasi realm, which it's not a fresh scent. It's not a bergamot scent. It's a very floral scent. So whatever. It's also, despite how many notes it has, doesn't seem like it's that complex. It seems like it's pretty simple. Like I get a lot of gardenia mostly, and then maybe, like you said, some amber and a little bit of cashmerean. Mm-hmm. But that's about it. I don't really get much of anything else. When it dries down, it kind of almost gets like this real sneezy hairspray kind of thing going on, which I don't like at all.
Yeah, I agree with you on that as well, because I do get maybe 4 notes at max, which pretty much make up for the most form of this fragrance. Yeah, it's just too many notes. I don't know where all those notes are coming into picture here. I can't see them.
So unfortunately, I'm still on the search for a masculine gardenia. Now, Sai, what about compliments? You said you had some compliments from ladies that like to wear it on them, but when you wore it, what did you get?
I have actually gotten compliments, but they weren't like overwhelming, or I haven't gotten like a ton of compliments with this one on. I can't remember exactly how many, but I'll say they're less than 10. Yeah, I'd say the compliment factor, I'd probably, if I were to rate it, I'd say it's like a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I didn't really get many compliments. Of course, I ran it by my wife, and she actually liked the smell. I don't think that she really liked it on me.
Okay.
But she didn't really have anything against the smell, and I think that is where the rub with me comes, is that I think that it is more of a scent that women would like on them.
Most of the occasions that I wore this to, though, I think that might have made a difference, because I'd worn this when I was slightly dressed up, so like formal outfits. Now, when you have that kind of a formal outfit, you kind of look masculine, so even if you wear like a feminine fragrance, it doesn't come off extremely feminine on your skin, right? For that reason, I think maybe that's why women like this on me.
You're just a good-looking guy, Si.
Well, thank you. I happen to differ, but
bang for buck, this is $300 for 100 ml. It's kind of steep for a lot of people, I think, in this case. It's an average range performance, and then it's kind of an average fragrance, and it's kind of very different than you would expect for this type of scent. So I think that's going to be hard for a lot of people to just kind of spend their money on. I did a split of this, and I think the general consensus from most people is, it's okay,
Yeah.
They're glad that they bought it on a split instead of $300, though.
Yeah, I can totally see that. This is definitely not a blind buy fragrance, and there's, like you said, the name itself is so misleading that people shouldn't think that this is a fresh fragrance at all.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's strongly not. Blind buy, definitely not. Split? Yeah, I'll take the split.
So, Sai, final rating, what do you give this scent?
I would say on my scale it would be 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Just because there's a lot of things that are wrong with this fragrance. Even though this smells pretty natural, it smells pretty good. Don't get me wrong, it does smell good, but it's just a little too feminine. It's trying to be a lot of things. I mean, yeah. So for that reason, 3.5 out of 5 is my final score.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 as well, for a lot of the same reasons that you did. I was a little bit let down. Kind of seems like it's not as complex as it should be, and it's not fresh like it should be. And
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things that just didn't hit on the mark. And
Yeah.
But the scent itself is not bad. It's just not what I was expecting. So that's all we have for Venetian Bergamot. Do you like it, love it, hate it? Let us know down in the comments down below. And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We'll love you for it. And I'll make sure I have Sai's channel, Frag Boy Stewie. I'll have a link down to his channel down below. So thanks again, Sai, for coming on. Really loved having you on.
Hey, thanks a lot, David. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, and we're going to have more of him in the next coming videos. So stay tuned for that. So we'll see you next time. We're the Fragrance Brothers. Bye.